guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're finally at Spirit Halloween. I've seriously been waiting for this store to open, and I already know I'm going to keep coming back a bunch this year. So let's go check it out. The first thing that caught my attention was this animatronic display. They had a whole Harbor Lake set up with Jason right at the entrance, and right beside him was a creepy jack-o'-lantern scarecrow. From there, we made our way inside the Harbor Lake cabin, where we came across this witch. Her glowing eyes were pretty creepy, but I loved the pink streaks in her hair. I thought they were such a cute little detail. And right beside her was Michael Myers, looking intimidating as ever with his signature mask and knife. Michael Myers was definitely not who I expected to see at Harbor Lake. A little further inside was this creepy clown girl, and I loved how her skirt and head rotated at the same time. It definitely made her stand out, but there was a lot going on with this one. And when I looked up, I noticed this little skeleton hanging up above us in a boat. I almost missed him, but I thought it was a pretty cool detail. Then we came across this clown who I'm pretty sure was having some technical difficulties, because I think his face was supposed to close and open, but seeing him stuck like this somehow made him even creepier. And tucked away in a corner was this cute little scarecrow. And right across cabin 13 was this massive alien animatronic, which was pretty impressive up close. After making our way through Harbor Lake, we kept exploring the rest of the animatronics, starting with the Screaming Reaper. I could definitely see this one catching someone by surprise. Next were these two creepy guys, and honestly, I loved their glowing green eyes. They weren't very scary, I thought they were just really cool. And right besides them was this guy whose jaw literally dropped down and his eyeball popped out. Then there was this weird creature sitting in the water. I don't even know what he was supposed to be, but he kind of reminds me of the creature from Spooky Island, from Scooby-Doo. And then there was this carnival creeper guy who is very creepy looking, and these kind of animatronics always creep me out because they're always unpredictable. And that was it for the Harbor Lake section of animatronics. As we made our way through the store, we finally came across the star of the show, Freddy Fazbear. My brother was definitely excited to see this one. And really quick, I just wanted to show the list of animatronics that they still haven't made to the store yet, but I guess you can check them out online. Moving on from the animatronics, we made our way over to the SpongeBob section. They had a pretty good selection of costumes, including this handsome Squidward mask. My brother really liked this fleece, and honestly, I thought it was super cute and cozy too. Our next stop was the Shrek section. I've always loved the Shrek movies, so I had to stop and take a look. This was definitely a fun little section to go through. As we kept looking around, this Mystery Machine crossbody bag caught my eye. Thought it was super cute. I really liked that they added the X-Girls. It was such a nice touch to the Scooby-Doo section. I also noticed that they had a few Monsters, Inc. items, and I thought this bag was really interestingly shaped. Very cool though. And I have to admit, I'm not really a Minions fan, but anything with rhinestones on it definitely wins me over. I also spotted these gloves and the matching hat with it. I also came across a few Pokemon costumes while I was walking around for any Pokemon fans. We also stopped by the Spider-Man section. My brother is a huge Spider-Man fan, so this was a must. The Miles Morales mask was one of the first ones that caught my attention. They had a pretty good selection of Spider-Man costumes. Right besides that, we made our way over to one of my favorite sections, Michael Myers. You guys already know that anything with rhinestones is going to catch my attention, so of course, I had to check out the matching mask and knife. I think these would make really good and fun ASMR trigger sounds. Speaking of horror icons, the Friday the 13th section was another fun one to look through. With the new series coming out, it was fun looking at all the Jason merch. The crossbody bag I thought was super cute for $39.99. They even had the matching press-on nails. And of course, I had to check out the Ghostface section. It ended up being one of my favorite sections in the whole store. There was so much Ghostface merch to look through, and honestly, I felt like there was a little bit of everything. This rhinestone mask immediately caught my attention. I thought it was such a fun twist in the classic Ghostface look. One of my favorite things happened to be this Ghostface crossbody bag. I just really like the design of it. And on the other side, you get to see a lot of different merch that they have this year. Hoodies and accessories and just a lot of cute items to wear. Next up was this Chucky section. There were a lot of costumes and accessories to look through. I actually came across this axe, which I thought was a pretty cool prop. I also came across these Chucky press-on nails. They had the Bride of Chucky inspired set, but my favorite happened to be the Good Guy design. I also checked out some of Spirit Halloween's accessories. They had a glam skeleton mask, skull nails, corsets, and these skeleton rings that I thought were really fun for ASMR. This ended up being one of my absolute favorite sections in the whole store. I absolutely love the witchy gothic vibes it was giving. One of my favorite finds happened to be this Book of Spells crossbody bag, and I love that it looked like a real book. I also really like this pentagram bag and the lace gloves, and they had a lot of accessories in the whole store. Next up was the Terrifier section. One of the first things that caught my attention was this Art the Clown crossbody bag. I loved the pink ruffles, and the back says "My heart belongs to Art," which I thought was a super fun detail. They also had a good variety of Terrifier costumes and accessories to look through. Next up was the Pennywise section. I really liked the first crossbody bag because it reminds me of the Terrifier one. And they also had this VHS style bag, and I loved all the little details added to it. You guys can always pause if you want to take a closer look. From there we moved on to the more darker, witchy side of the store. They had a mix of Ouija-inspired pieces, along with some trick-or-treat items, and just a mixture of stuff. Then we saw the Little Nightmare Before Christmas section, and I really liked these rhinestone masks, especially the Jack Skellington one. I thought the added sparkle was such a cute twist. Moving into the home decor, there were so many cute little decorations, and I loved all the ghost and spooky details they had throughout this section. And right besides that was the darker side of the home decor, which was definitely more my style. I love anything that's like dark and gothic, almost Victorian looking. I also came across this candelabra, and it's got little hanging ghost charms on it. I thought it was so cute and maybe perfect for another ASMR video. And up next, I really loved this Victorian style clock. It reminds me of the Smashing Pumpkins Melancholy album. They had a whole wall filled with different signs and artwork. There were so many different horror references mixed in, and I really liked the vintage look of some of these. I wanted to get a little bit closer so you guys can see the designs better. There were so many details to look at. From there we came across even more Halloween decor, including these really cool decorative skulls. And then we came across these Chucky dolls, including a few different versions of him. Right besides that was even more horror collectibles, with characters from a bunch of different movies. You've got Terrifier, Creepshow, Ghostface. I'm not sure what that one's about. And then you have, I think, the Halloween version of a collectible. And then we made our way over to the face decals, temporary tattoos, and press-on nails. They had so many different designs to look through. And these spiderweb nails were probably my favorite. we found an entire wall full of these creepy little horror babies. My favorite had to be the baby with its foot in its mouth. I don't know why, but I think it was just so cute. Next, we found some of their vintage style Halloween decorations. I really like the little black cat and the little skeleton dog and the little cute ghosts. They have such a classic Halloween look to them. From there, we made our way over to the gravestone section. They had a pretty big selection this year, so I just wanted to take my time to show you guys some of the different designs they had. My favorite happened to be this one with the roses. I just thought it was super cute and gothic. I also managed to squeeze in some footage of their trick-or-treat bags and candy totes, just so you guys can see the different ones they had this year. And then I spotted Sam's lollipop from Trick or Treat. I thought this was such a fun little find. Right besides that were these little keychains. They had so many different characters and designs on them. From there, I found even more Halloween accessories, including earpieces, spooky pens, and a bunch of different cool notebooks. And of course, I had to show you some of the Halloween tumblers they had. So many cute designs to choose from. And this one might be super random, but I just wanted to show you guys these horror-themed sodas that got my attention. But with that, this officially brings us to the end of the video. I